Ladies, gentlemen, and you beautiful in-betweens, hello and welcome back to Satisfactory. I'm Calmputer, and last episode, I finished the automation of basically everything I need. There's still stuff like the nuclear power stuff that I haven't actually unlocked yet. Still kind of left to do, but I'm not really sure I want to do that, honestly. At least not now. Maybe after I finish the mega base. Maybe. There's just too many problems with it, and honestly I also don't like it. Doesn't feel satisfactory to get nuclear waste that I can't actually do anything with, if that makes any sense. There's also a few other things that I haven't automated, such as, let's see, I believe that's in here. Ah, yes, gas filters, iodine-infused filters, and spiked rebar. I don't actually know if can I automate that? Can I build something like this here? I can. Yes, I can, but it wouldn't make much. There wouldn't be much point to it, since I already have rifle cartridges for my gun. So, yeah. Oh, it actually did finish the reloading. Cool. Anyway. So, you might think, like, is this it? Is it over? Is it done? Is it finished? And, no. You have far too much faith, honestly. This entire thing is powered by, and let me get my notepad out, 2 iron nodes. One over there, and then not iron nodes, belts of iron. 1 belt of iron, and it's coming in. One coming in there, and then there's another one coming in there. 1 limestone, which is right there. 1 copper, which is right there, and that, like, the copper isn't even pure. So, yeah, I honestly don't understand how this entire thing works. Perfectly honest. I have 3 coal lines coming from, well, that one, and then 2 below here, and then 1 sulfur node, which is coming in there, followed by 2 quartz, which is those 2 lines there, and then 2 oil, which is over at the petrol station, or 2 pipes of oil, which is the same thing as 2 oil nodes. Then 2 Caterium, 1 at Skövde, and then 1 which we cannot see here, which is the wick wire or crook wire station over there, followed by a ton of water extractors. I honestly have lost count. There's 6 there and a whole bunch over there. And finally, 1 node of bauxite. And that's enough to build everything and automate it, and yeah. It's pretty nice. However, it's not all that, like, fast at building everything, you know? Especially down here. Let's... I don't think I can jump all the way over there, so let's fly for once. Let's take that away for a moment. So, coal is coming in here. It is not utilized as much as I would like it to be, and that was a frame drop and a half. Like, these overclocked, like, coal generators, they're not great, and they're kind of underpowered when it comes to the water, and the water here is a mess. Like, this, all of this is unnecessary. Like, these 3... like 5 of these would be 1 belt, but we have like 6 belts here, so it's completely unnecessary. And also because these 3 are going into, I believe, that belt, and then those 3 over there are going into that and that. They're not actually 300, either of them. There's not 150 there and 150 there. It's not great. I could do this a lot better. I'm not gonna, because these are very underutilized. I think they give me like 3,000 maybe, and as we can see I have 11, right, 11,000, so it's not really necessary. I might actually just remove all of these and put refiners here for some other stuff I want maybe. But anyway, yes, the coal coming in here and then going up in that way as well as that way. I wish I could have done that a little bit better as well, but it's so far gone that doing that would take like 10 or 12 hours. Don't really have that amount of time, I feel. But yeah, limestone's coming in here and it's being utilized, or well, put into action, and we have 8 constructors making concrete, which is not great. It's 22 times 8, 180, so not even a belt. And yet it's all full, not being like utilized all that much. It could be because this thing has been running now for days and days and days. Let's actually check that. We are at 330 hours and 4 minutes. That's a lot. Yeah. I think I moved to this base at around 10 hours. Yeah, something like that. Actually, we can see that too, I think. Yes, thank you. Maybe 10, I think. Somewhere around there. And here comes the iron being utilized by a whole bunch of... Also some overclocked ones. Actually, are they all overclocked? They are. Okay, never mind. There's a lot there. And only these are being utilized right now because they're the only one who are actually get an opportunity to be drained. Now, yeah. And then the copper is coming in here. And this is just quartz crystal and nothing else. This is... Honestly, it should not be enough for everything. And I think the main reason it is, sort of, is because I'm not utilizing these to create wires or cables. These are really just going into copper sheets, I think. And maybe 1 or 2 other things. And then these are not being used for screws or... Nah, screws. And the screws are really one of the bigger, like, sinks, if you will. Really? Do you have to? And you came... How? Exactly? Or did you come down? Give me a second. You have been evicted. Oh, right, these aren't... Yeah, right. This is before I realized you could tell them to go whatever way you wanted and they would stick that way. Anyway, yeah. And a save point. Come on, thank you. So, yeah, screws are really a sink when it comes to the iron ingots. However, you can use them, create them from steel beams, which is so much easier. And going up to floor number 2. This is where I, well, kind of got, oh, overclocked, really? Why? I should unclock them, honestly, but, yeah. I got, when I started building on this floor, I decided I would have some kind of a blueprint to work from, which is why everything is built on lanes all the way up to the top floor. And it works for this size, but it gets a bit of a problem when you get to manufacturers. And here we get, yes, yeah. It's really just creating copper sheets and not any wires at all. And yet we do have wires here. Well, those are actually flowing this way. So they're coming... See, where are you? There you are. They're actually flowing down and in here. Oh, interesting. A real wall there. Huh. Anyway, yes. And I believe it's... We do get some screws here. 40 times 6. Oh, 240. Okay, that's not a lot. And then we get some cables here. So basically all of the tier 1, I think, or maybe... Yeah, I think this is just tier 1. And as well as the concrete's coming up here as well. And then... Thank you. Third floor is... assemblers. And also this tour is me looking for anything that's red. I did have a brownout earlier, but now everything seems to be in order. The brownout was probably because I built a warehouse all the way up top, and when it needed to fill those, then everything just turned on and... Oops. That's also how I realized the water isn't really enough for the coal extractors. Hadn't really looked at that much in the, well, last 300 hours or so. And yeah, since I also redid all of these a couple episodes ago, or one episode ago, I think it may be, it's not as big a mess as it used to be. Still not great, but yeah. So we're building everything from, I think, tier 2. I could double check that. Not gonna, but I could. Actually, I think maybe if I press X and look for rotor, it does not say what tier it is. And it's been so long I've forgotten. But we also make some parts for the space elevator here, which seems like a bit of a waste. Should probably have built that elsewhere. But since it's using things like the statters, I think that is... Rotor. What? Rotor. Ah, well. Yeah, just got myself turned around a little bit, I think. Anyway, yes, it's... Compared to how many of all of these, except those, you need later on, this is not enough. And this is really strangling the production of all of the assembler parts, honestly. So, we'll have to fix that when I start making a real base. And next up is steel production, which I think is tier 3. So we get some coal coming in here, and then we use that also. Yes, there is a door. Very good. It kind of looked like I'd forgotten to put a door there, but now that it's designed like that, because I removed the actual, like, what's it called, hypertube that I had set up here, I don't need just a small door. Anyway, yes, coal, and we're getting some iron ingots, turning that into steel ingots, and it wasn't enough with just 6 of these foundries. So when I went back a couple of, it must have been like 10 episodes ago, I removed some of the other things and made it 2 instead. I think that's what happened. Also, I left a really big room in between these 2. And those 2. Wow, that's a waste of space. And there. Wow. And somewhere along the line, I realized that I do need a lot more like steel pipes than I thought. So, yeah, I had to double down on that. And also then, much later, I decided that at first I thought I could use steel ingots to create these screws, but you don't actually use ingots. You need steel beams to create screws, which threw me for a loop. Which is why I built this whole thing, and I was going to turn it all into like screws here. But then I realized, oh, it doesn't really work like that. So I had to turn them into beams first, and then have them go down here. And wait, no. See, yes, they're pointing that way. So, yeah, that's weird. This is a merger. Oh, yes. Splitter into one there, and it goes through, just goes straight into the wall, and then splits into this that goes through screw production, and then merge into the other one. Yes, that all makes sense now. Just a tip: when you draw out what you want to create, make sure it's, working well the first time you do it, so you don't have to go back and make stuff like this that makes no sense. Also, upgrade those belts maybe. And everything else seems to be upgraded. Nice, very good. Right. And that's steel production. Well, enough of it at any rate. We go up here, next floor. This is where I create even more cables. Like I said, the cable production downstairs wasn't really enough. So I got some deuterium coming in here, creating wires that I then turn into cables. Yes. Just double checking. We have some motors, some stators, and yes, tier 3 belts came from here. And a whole mess down here. Yeah. Basically, it's... I should have honestly built a floor for every single thing. It would have been like overkill at this stage maybe, but it would have made things so much easier in the long run. Would have taken a long time though. Stockholm Central, yes, let's actually rename you now. Thank you. Also, it would have made this entire thing at least 5 times taller. So, honestly, I don't know where it would have ended. About there, which I think is over the kill limit. Or life limit, I guess. Anyway, yes. Moving on. We have some more elevator parts created here. And another save point. Wow, I've been talking for 15 minutes already. Right, got it. We have some more... Wait, really? Wow. I went really overboard with the creation of steel ingots. Like... Yeah. Well, you do need a lot of steel pipes. That is very true. But it feels kind of like a waste. You're actually building something? No, you're not. And again, elevator parts. Feels... doesn't feel right to have those down here. Then again, this was back when I put the elevator out here. So it makes sense. Oh, kind of looked like there wasn't a floor there. It's already night. Next up, we have some Deuterium ingots coming in and being created, or turned into even more wires. And just wires, nothing else for that. Which is, again, a waste, maybe, but wires, yeah, wires and pipes, for a while there, you absolutely need to go overkill for that. And we also have black powder, which means we're up to actually sulfur, which comes all the way from here. This is another little bit of a waste. Personally, that's my feeling on the matter. Now that I've upgraded these to, like, Mark III, they can give me 300 per minute, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4 here. So that's 2 belts of 600 pushed into a belt of 780. So, bit of a waste. On the other hand, because I believe these are impure. Yes, impure. And this one I think is pure. Maybe. Come on, there. No. Why can I not? Normal. Really? That surprised me. And how much are you actually creating? 600. So not a full belt, exactly. And you're... Oh. No, let's fix that. Ah, no, I can't. Never mind. I can't make this longer. I would have to stop it somewhere around there, and then... So, no. I'm not quite that OCD. Close, but not really. And because I needed a proper... yeah, that's... let's start from the beginning. The reason I've tapped those iron nodes is because I was already using most of the iron downstairs, so I needed a pure, or my untapped node. So sulfur coal creates compacted coal. Why did I need more iron here? And why did I put it here? Or was it just that it was a convenient place to put those in here? Could be like going back this far and like trying to suss out what I was thinking when I built this. Not an easy thing. But I realized I would need a lot of compacted coal, so I built 2 lines of that, and honestly that's not really enough. Yeah. Right now it's working because the turbo fuel, they're not really utilizing all of it, but they're utilizing a lot. But yeah, I wish I could make it a little bit bigger or better. And first I used compacted coal instead of normal coal here because I thought I didn't need compacted coal for anything else. And compacted coal generally does make more of black powder, but you don't really need black powder for much, so it's not really a problem. And then here's the steel pipes creating more... oh yes, Nobelisks comes from here. Yeah, I waited with the cartridges, I think. Yeah, it's probably 1 or 2 floors above. And then, yeah, the Deuterium into wires. Honestly, that's the best way to do it. Deuterium really only turns into quick wire or wire, So there's not really much call for it, honestly. Deuterium wire, I think. Quick wire, yeah. Yeah, that's the one I'm using for screws. Is there anything else that uses deuterium? I don't think so. Oh yeah, I should probably use rubber concrete as well. Except I'm using all of the rubber I'm getting right now, so probably not. Insulated cable. 20. Or quick wire cable, which uses rubber and quick wire. 11, 24 seconds. 12 seconds. Yeah, rubber and wire is really good. Probably going to use that later. And you can also use copper and quick wire to make a lot more quick wire. Or, as we see here, quick wire, that's where it comes from. So, yeah. But yeah, I'm going to have to make better wires later, I suppose. Not here, but that's what I'm going to use for... Whoa. Interesting way to get up here. Wait. Yes, that's where I was. And that brings us to the warehouse, which I've cleaned up. I mentioned that in the last episode. And it's not looking as good as it did before from this side. But everything is moving and grooving and everything's nice. And this side looks awesome. Oh yeah, it always kind of squicks me out a little seeing things flowing here, because I assume that it's going to go into the actual like storage containers, because everything is supposed to flow down here, but not these three. Also, as we can see here, no rubber. Yeah, I'm gonna have to change that somehow. I don't really want to, not for this warehouse, but later, yeah, definitely. And it's been so long that even the fabrics have filled up. Or not quite. Interesting. How can this not be full? But this is, because this is going up into a storage container as well. Is that possible? Or did I maybe... Oh yeah, no, that's it. Yeah. I took some time off and created a bunch of filters, and I believe I took out the majority of this container. That makes sense. That's my story and I'm sticking with it. So, yeah. And this is an entirely big mess that I honestly don't want to deal with, because it's just... yeah. It works, it's functional, and everything is going where it's supposed to go. And that's gonna have to be it, honestly. Also, anyone else feels like this looks kind of like a bathhouse? A lot of windows with really soft colors and tall, like very far to the ceiling, so you can fit a swimming pool and a diving board and everything, you know? Wide open spaces. Oh, and another save point. Well, thank you. And anytime I get here and I'm overburdened by stuff I don't need, I can just do that and that. And that. Why am I only carrying 100 of those two? I should be carrying a lot more. Also, that's rubber and that's fabric. Wait, is rubber already? No. No. It just didn't seem right because they're the same color as the band, I guess. And I do have nuclear to unlock. I could do that, but the only thing I would really want to build or automate here is electromagnetic control rods. Everything else is very radioactive, moderately, or, well, I could, sulfuric acid would be nice to have around. Except it's only used for this, I think. I don't know. And we have some biofuel, because I cleared up some... Oh yes, in order to create the filters, I had to get some... Let's see, where are you? Yes. Mycelia, so I ran around and got rid of a lot of vegetation, and that turned into biofuel. And this is just for if I'm gonna build something a lot. Like if I need to fill my entire inventory with concrete, I just put everything else like just there. And then I go fill up with everything I need. But yeah, it's good to have just in case. And this, it's annoying that you can't put this indoors because this flying thingamajig needs to go into space. So yeah, bothersome, but what can you do? Moving on, we have the assemblers, and these are the real, like, just there's so many things that make me want to just die, because the belt work here, right? Like, yeah. I really have no excuse for how messy this is. Actually, Satisfactory has no excuse for this. It's enough to make a grown man cry. But it works. And that's all that counts. What are you building, actually? Oh, circuit boards. Yeah, I need to... Oh, wow, yeah. 6 of you is definitely not enough. Or maybe it is. Is there a problem here? How can you be full and what's cables? There's screws in there. Let's see, there's screws in there too, and not in there. Should probably, yes, good. Fix that quickly. What was with that? Wait, why is... Hold on. And you still have screws in there. Okay, well... That should do it. Maybe. No. What the... What is going on? What about you? Yeah? Something is very odd here. Is it on the other side? Oh, of course you can't. I've never seen this before. Wait. What actually are you now that I... If I can get a closer look at you. Conveyor splitter. Is it just me being dumb? No. You don't need screws, so what's... It's really actually bothering me that there are screws in there. Because if they ever dislodge and go in here, then this is going to stop functioning again. Also, maybe I should look at this one. No screws there. No screws there. Screws there. It has a few screws loose, just like me, apparently. But yeah, that disconcerting. I'm gonna have to look at this this one again later on to see if any of them dislodge. And you are entirely full, so being yellow is perfectly fine. Are you not actually upgraded? Are you? I mean, you don't technically need to be. It would be nice if you were. Could it matter what this is? No. I thought maybe if I downgrade this to a Mark III belt or so, it might dislodge the screws, but probably not. More assemblers, more mess. I think this is where I figured out that I could make the ingest into the wall a little bit more good looking, if you will. Oh yes, this is also the place where I make batteries, and because batteries are not used by anything else except vehicles, this is good. This is good. Feels like a bit of a waste of space now to have 6 of them. Hick. But there we go. And supercomputers. Our entire... what the... Also... interesting. I've seen them go through the bottom of these, but never through the top. First thing for everything. It looked kind of neat to have that there, like pointing, yeah, supercomputers, right here. You can even see it from the balcony. Yeah. Anyway, rambling. And you are missing... yeah, it seems like you are computers, apparently, and circuit boards. Alright. And we are making AI limiters and cartridges, as well as beacons, finally. The beacons are kind of annoying, from, like, logically speaking, I guess, because they use, like, only tier 1, or maybe tier 2. I should have checked that. I will. Next time. Like, really early on, like, automated things. Like iron plates, rods, wires, and cables, and nothing else. But you need a manufacturer to make them. That's aggravating. There is another beacon you can create, though. Crystal beacon, which uses 3 things. So steel beam, steel pipe, and crystal oscillator. However, that's a massive waste for something that you can make with these for, like, one more thing. And, like, beacons are also only really used for... well, actually, now that I think about it, they're used for quite a few things. It's like vehicles and... let's see... power now. Yes, radar towers uses them, and a lot of them as well. And then also all of the save points. Yeah, vehicles. And the... does the train station use them? No. Interesting. Thought it would need to do that because it's on the compass, but apparently not. But of course, electric locomotive does. Jump pads? No. Oh, I've never really used jump pads or landing pads. But now that there's an update on the very near horizon, I think it's like in a week or so, there's another update which lets you angle the tilted jump pads any way you want. And I could actually put up a jump pad. Although if I wanted to go from like the hub all the way to the top, I could just use a hypertube or a super hypertube, or a double hypertube if you will, to just launch myself all the way up. Maybe. Could be an interesting idea. Also, could have done that a little bit better, but the supercomputers are in the way. That is very true. Ah well. Yes. Now that I'm in the neighborhood, let's see here. Really? Tier 0 it is. Wait, what about milestone? Uses rods and this one uses plates, but I don't see where you... Is that something you can create from the very beginning? Must be, because here we have screws and... Yeah, well, tier 0, okay. And then 1 is base building, and 2 is, I think, parts manufacturers, copper sheets. That's tier 2? Curious. Rotors, smart plating, yeah, jump pads, yeah. And then 3 is coal power, yeah. And steel. Got it. Oh. And again, the rubber, all out. That could be a problem. Well, I mean, I know it is a problem, but something I'll have to look out for later. And supercomputers, so we go up one more. For some crystal oscillators, as well as just a whole bunch of silica and crystals. Are they just crystals? No, quartz crystals. And this is raw quartz, yeah. Yeah, there's room to upgrade, but I only have room for 1 of these belts here, so there's no room to upgrade. I think crystal oscillators, room to upgrade, definitely. Oh, yes, could I? I could, technically. But getting these 3... Yeah. No. And then we have... Ow. Yeah, nice. I'm a fly. Good. More elevator parts, and room for more elevator parts. Although there's only 1 spot left for elevator parts, so... Yeah, who knows. Don't... That's not going to show up in early access, is what this thing says. So there's that. Could the next tier or next launch actually require SAMOR? I would be curious. Interesting. Could be part of the storyline, maybe. I have no idea, honestly. I find it curious. And here, what are you creating? Oh, turbo motors. Yeah, that makes sense. Oh, we're already all... Wait, really? Really? Okay, cool. It's a lot shorter than I thought. But yeah, we get some aluminium scrap here. Create aluminium ingots. What's the hold up here? Is it just time? No, you create a lot of alkylate sheets, so that's not the issue. And that goes over here to the heat sinks that need rubber. Yeah, that makes sense. Because, yeah, I've shown you time and time again that rubber is a problem. Also filling up. What are you? Your computers. Wait, no, that doesn't make... Yes, it does, yes. Because you are starving this thing, which is heat sinks. And you're also incredibly slow. So, yeah, that's it. So it does make sense that computers would not be necessarily starved. And the same thing goes here, of course. Yes. And then we have turbo motors here. And you're starved in 2 ways. So heat sinks and no. Yes, because you stack up to 100. Yes. You do have heat sinks. Unless I placed you entirely wrong. Yes, I did. Now I have to sit here. And I remember doing this before. And like just clapping my hands and going, yep, that's done, that's fixed, never have to look at that again. Yeah, good. And you are, of course, yeah, starved. What about you? No heat sinks? So you must have just finished something. Kind of. And just being a very relative term, of course. Anyway, yeah. And that brings us to where I left off last episode. And now I created another warehouse up here. Oh, yes, I can fly. Don't worry about me. It's powered, but it doesn't really need to be. Also, how are we doing on power? Okay, good. Doesn't really need to be, and there's really nothing out here. I'm probably going to put a train station here for when I build the mega base, or start building the mega base, because this is the only place I'm going to have to like the only place I will have to resupply at, and I don't want to go all the way down there necessarily, although there is actually that space that I could use technically. But I like the view. Also, I moved this right there. So I never realized that these like 1, 2, 3, and yeah, 3 like indicators of its power. I think that's the only one that has that. Everything else is just the 1. And there should be one on this side too, somewhere. Am I just not seeing it, or is it... Actually, no. Never mind. 1, 2. So 2 on this side, 1 on that side, and none on this side or that side. So you can only see its... Okay, yeah. That probably indicates that I should switch it that way. Because in that case... No. Nah. I was thinking like you could use the zoom in to see whether it's on or not. Like I can see there's a lot of red over there at the first main base. I need to dismantle all of that. And if you can see this from a very far away and also save point, then yeah, you could like zoom in to see if the entire base is powered or not. Also, that looked kind of weird with the wall sticking out of the floor like that. Anyway, yes, going into it, I built a little ramp. Now we can actually stop flying. Thank you. I decided there should probably be a way to get up here if I need to. Yes, everything is kind of working. This was actually a bigger mess to create than the the warehouse downstairs. One, because I... Oh, no, I'm burying the lead. Aha. There we go. We can see everything. This is what I wanted to build downstairs, but couldn't because of, like, space concerns. And also, there's no way to get in between these ones, because I realized that there were no good-looking ways to do that. There would always be, like, one extra one over here, because there's 19 of these, like, containers. So 38 in total, I think. Yes, just double checking, because I'm bad at math. You all know that. You're my witnesses. Anyway, yes, 19, and there's no way to, like, cut up 19 in good round numbers. So just the one. I think 19 is a prime number, actually. Yeah, yeah, I think so. But it does look a little bit weird when you get to the bottom like this. Also kind of cool. And unlike the bottom warehouse, I don't actually have to get it all into the wall again, so it's just straight up and then into the containers. And then everything is going up and over. We have a little veranda here. That might not necessarily be, well, necessary. And I put these two here. It doesn't look great to have them like this, because they overlap, which makes it literally unplayable, apparently, but there we go. Ah, yes, this looks like a swimming pool hall thing, because they also have a skylight or something. Let's see, there you are. You're actually full. Huh, I've been playing for too long. But yeah, everything is working and looking good. And I'm kidding. I'm kind of happy with this. There are a few things I want to change. Oh, for instance, I want to change that. Wait. Oh, that's an interesting thing. I went around this entire thing and did this so that you would only see one of these, but if you reload, apparently it fixes itself and just fills it out to the end there, which is an interesting thing. I didn't realize it did that, but here we are. I don't know what to do with this section and this section here. I put one of these there. I should probably actually... No, that's not where you are. You are here. Put, there. So you can see both of them, both sides. Technically, I think they're supposed to go like this. And sort of blend into the wall somehow. Because now you can see both sides. But... you know what? I don't actually know if two multiplayer persons, well, multiplayers, can use the same one at the same time. I honestly don't know that. Never tested it. So I'm gonna leave two, just in case. And maybe make this... It would be weird to make this a garage, but it has to look a bit. And anyway, like I said, a train station here, because the mega base, which I should probably talk a little bit about. Maybe I should also put something of a ramp up here. The mega base, I'm thinking of putting it in the middle of the map. And I mentioned in the first episode of season 2, so 66 or 67 episodes ago, that I wanted to make like the floating factories of massage, which comes from the floating gardens of Babylon. And something along the lines of like Bioshock Infinite, which is in the sky. And I'm going to put in a clip here. And just build that. And to do that, I'm going to have to connect all of them with rails, which is thematically appropriate. And that's going to also strand me up in the sky a lot of the time. I'm also not entirely sure how large it's going to be, like, or how many rings there's going to be, if there's going to be rings. I haven't really sketched that far out. I have kind of gotten the design of each factory down, and also I'm not entirely sure if it's going to be, like, if you will be able to call it a mega factory, because it's not one factory, but many satellite factories that will make a whole thing. Don't know, honestly. I genuinely don't. I also don't know how I'm gonna make it look like they're floating. If there's a possibility to make something that looks like jet engines underneath, or balloons or something else. Not entirely sure. So I have a lot of thinking to do, and I'm not entirely sure if I'll be able to do all of that thinking in 1 week. So maybe next episode will be a time-lapse episode, because I have a few thoughts of things I want to do with that, and it's not going to be on this map, I don't think. Because really what I'm going to have to do right now is create a massive... I don't even know what to call it. Like a train elevator, maybe, unless I get the train into the sky from the outside. Or if I'm going to make like a spiral all the way up into the sky. So many questions and so few answers. But yeah, there's a time-lapse I kind of have been wanting to do for a while, because foundations have started to bore me. Also, you can kind of see below for a bit there. Yeah. And again, I should also dismantle that, maybe. And create more rubber, and also, because I had a few brownouts when it started filling these, I should probably also make more power generators. Yeah, let's have a little bit of a tour of that place too, actually. Fly fast, fly. Whee! Quick wire coming there. This needs to be upgraded intensely. Because this is giving me 960, which is like more than all of these belts can take. And that means that it's also more than U6 times 2, 12 can take, I think. So I should upgrade you. Also, no, there's no congestion, so I don't need to upgrade all of those. But yeah, these are creating 480 quick wire here and 480 quick wire all the way over there. There, more specifically. So I should like upgrade that, but I don't necessarily need to do that right now. So I could just wait with that until I get to that part of the mega base where I start using Caterium, and just kind of, I guess I could, no, it would be silly to dismantle this entire thing just to unlock that one. So that node is to say. So instead I'm going to tap a new node, alternatively upgrade the quickwire station and dismantle this thing, maybe, don't know. And this is my piece de resistance, I think. Wow, that's a horrible pronunciation of that. Sorry, French. And I mean the French language mainly there, also the French people. But yeah, this was a massive project. It took like 10 episodes to finish it. And then I also did the aluminium refining here, which took another 4. But yeah, right now, this entire thing uses just 2 pipes of oil. And I believe it's that one and that one. And it's 300 each, because they're overclocked. And I think that one is normal and that one is pure. So it doesn't matter if you have a normal one or a pure one. You can still get a full pipe. Also, Coffee Stain Studios I've heard rumblings that they're working on a new, like, pipe system, essentially. Wait, why are you... Yeah, you're at 20 though. You're full. Oh, I disabled you, didn't I? I'm so sorry. And oh, bonk dunk. Hey, yeah, thank you. No, I turned you on. Or did I not? You're yellow. So you're full. How's that possible? So none of you are doing anything right now. And you're full too. Well, that's the head lift limit. So you're full technically. And you're full and you're full. Oh, interesting. Very interesting, actually. I could funnel... Yeah, and you're full. And you're full and you're full. Very interesting. And you're just... Bauxite and water turns into a luminous solution. That then goes over here. And uses petroleum coke and a luminous solution. And you're full. Yeah, you're good. And now you're no longer full. Yeah. Okay, so I could just build another, like, not an entire floor, probably. That would be insane and probably a bit stupid. But like a thing of fuel generators. And yeah, to get through the brownout, I had to overclock a number of these. I think it's 6 of them. So yeah. Theoretically, that's a bad idea, actually. Because at full load, it would cause even more brownouts. But we do have the turbo fuel, so everything is good. But yeah, if this, like, goes up to around 1100 or 11,000, then yeah, these are going to start draining the system of turbo fuel instead of, like, keeping an equilibrium, so to speak. So yeah, that could be a bad idea. Could be a really bad idea. But yeah, we have... Everything else is set up. And this is water... Yes, packaging. This small section of 14 is going to shrink in the next update. Because they give us packaging plants, or packager, I think it's just called. I don't know. We'll see what it's called. Maybe it's up in the air as well. And those, like, they fit on one of these, like, foundations, I think. And they have the inputs vertically instead of horizontally, like we see here. So that, that, and that. Instead of that, they're like that and then one above. So that's interesting to see how the belt work and pipe work is going to work for that. And yeah, so this entire section can shrink to about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, maybe 7. Yeah, let's go around here. Still need the buffers though. How are you doing, by the way? Oh, you're good. Good, good. Yeah, on the other hand, that's the only thing that's going to change, because, well, alternatively, we get more better pipes. Maybe if I upgrade them, it would be nice, good, friendly thing. Actually, packaged fuel, unpackaged into fuel. Yeah, this is going to change as well. This can also become much smaller. That's good, that's true. Because we just take the packaged fuel and unpackages. Now that might seem like a waste, just like we package water, turn it into fuel, and then unpackaged fuel. Except it doubles how much fuel you get. Also, did I just see... Nah, I saw things. This thing doubles the amount of like packaged fuel you get, and it's amazing. Like this one recipe that just turns heavy oil residue and packaged water into packaged fuel, it's a game changer. It doubles the amount of fuel generators you can put out. And if I also, like, if I wasn't using fuel here to turn it into plastic and rubber, which I'm doing in this section and that section, then I could actually... Yeah, I would probably triple the amount of, like, fuel generators I have. Because I'm taking out 300 fuel and then using 600 fuel and turning that into rubber and plastic. So I'd had 900 fuel to just use for power generation. So that would be a massive boon. Like no, eventually I would probably... Well, actually, no, now that I think about it, that's triple, and that's just from one pipe of, one pipe of crude oil, and there's 4 pipes here. So, yeah, that would be a lot of power. Too much power for one person, I think. At least if we're talking just electricity. You would be fried. But yeah. Also, on this side we have the water extractors. Which is also kind of a lot. I think there's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, so 12. 24, I think, going... yeah. Actually, I may... No, 18. 17 pipes. Yeah, I can count. Don't worry. Yeah. And a whole bunch of poison. Do we have any... any... Oh, hello. Do enemies respawn? I don't think that they do. I know stuff like the paleberry does. After like 7 days or something. Or in-game days at any rate. Except I haven't been here in ages. So this should have regenerated. Also... Did I get rid of your friend? Your guardian? Save point? I did not. Anyway, yes. It's been a long game, hasn't it? That looked weird. And yeah, so this has been a walkthrough or guided tour of everything I've built in this season. Actually, no, I didn't show you the quickwire station or the old base, but there's really nothing to see there that you haven't seen elsewhere. Like, this is basically the same as the quickwire station. It's just a little bit more spread out over there. And so with that, ladies, gentlemen, and you beautiful in-betweens, I've been Calmputer, this has been Satisfactory, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.